Hi, everybody. It's Kim Hughes, and today we're going to talk about how you can use video in multiple ways for lead generation. And one of the ways that I always look at is yes, you're out there videotaping, you're showing property, you're showing the communities, you're showing the local businesses, and all of that. And that's all for social media, for your website. And that's great. Don't stop doing that. But here is another little tip that you can use when you are lead generating. So I want you to put that little cap on and think of ways that you can use videos to attract sellers and then videos on how to attract buyers.
Welcome to the Unstoppable Real Estate Agents Podcast. I'm your host and real estate productivity expert, Kim Hughes. Join me as we focus on real strategies and implement real solutions designed for you to achieve major success in your business and life while getting you organized.
So we're going to do videos on the seller side and also on educating the buyer. So if you put these on your website, this is a lead generation, but it's also SEO, which is search engine optimization, for those that don't know that. So, one of the very first things that I would always recommend when we're building a website for a real estate agent is to create a series of videos. They can be 3 or 5. I don't know that I would go over 5 because I think you'll lose interest of your client. So here's what I would do. I would sit down and start thinking out what videos can I create that's going to help the seller move through the process. Okay. So this is where you are educating your sellers on what you do to market their home and what do they need to do to market your home. And then what is it that brings the two together? Okay. So some of the things that you might want to think about when you're doing a video series, and we'll talk about sellers and then we'll talk about buyers. So on the seller side, you'll do videos on how does the process work. For those, and let me just back up and say, I think these are so needed right now in the industry because sellers are a little confused on why they're not getting the prices that they could have gotten a couple of years ago. And now it's like price reductions. Okay. So this is a great way to educate your sellers and also keep this video updated based on the market conditions. Okay. Doesn't mean to delete them because the conditions can always reverse and go back to the way they were, and then you can use those videos again. So don't ever delete them, but know that you can archive them. So what I want you to do is take a look at your market. Go look at the stats on homes in your area and do maybe like a little home review CMA that's generic and that you can explain to the seller when they watch that first video. So like, for example, video number 1 should be, who are you? Why should they hire you? What is it that you do that is unique to what everybody else does? And then maybe take a couple of minutes and just talk about that. And then go into the reason why they're here. And that is to learn how to sell their home in today's market. So when you're doing this could be like video 1, step 1, market conditions. This is how we're going to price your home based on the market conditions today. And so that's very important that you stress that to the sellers as you're doing the videos so that they learn that we're talking about how to sell a home today. And you can talk about the past, you can talk about all of that, but we're focusing on what does a seller need to expect and do in today's market. So, of course, if you live in a market where there's a lot of homes available right now, then what is it that y'all need to do to market that home to get it attention, to make it stand out? So these are things that you could talk to your seller about. Walk around the home, look at things that may need to be updated. Do you need to paint? Do you need to change out the flooring? Do you need to clean the pool? Do you need to mow the yard? Do you need to update the landscaping? These are things that you you need to focus on when you're talking to them? Because I want that seller to walk through their home and look at every nook and cranny and fix any problems that they see. May not even be a problem, it may just be a color that they're using on their walls. If they're using purple in their living room, there's not many people that wanna do that. So make the investment to paint the home. The sellers can paint it. If you're one of those agents that's jumping in and helping their clients, then maybe have a paint day, maybe schedule a half a day and you paint. So these are some things that I want you to think about when you're doing your videos. What is that video number 1? Talk about the market conditions. What do you need to do to your home to bring it to what buyers are looking for today? Then talk about when I do have a buyer and what that process looks like. So you may have a buyer, but you may also have a showing from another agent. So we want to make sure that, they understand what that looks like. So you need to educate them on when an agent brings a buyer through your home, this is what you can expect. And remind them in that video to secure anything that could be of value, right? You don't want things laying out. You don't want that. And I will share this quick story with you. When we were getting ready to move from Dallas to Mineola, there was a lot of stuff going on in the house and everything. And I took off my ring to wash dishes one night, and my house was on the market. I took off my rings, I laid them on the sink, and forgot that I put them there. Got a call the next morning, "Hey, we have a showing. Can you leave the property?" Well, I had a 4-year-old and a brand new baby. I mean, we're talking like a month old. And I said, "Sure, yeah, we'll get out of the house." And so I grabbed my kids, grabbed the diaper bag, ran out of the house. And when I came back, well, while I was gone, I thought, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to put my rings up." So I called my agent, told him, I said, "Look, I had my rings sitting out on the counter. You might make a call to that agent. Just make sure that he notices them, make sure they're protected." And because it was my wedding set. And so then he did that. Everything got taken care of. But when I got home, the first thing I did was I made a beeline into that kitchen to get those rings, and they were gone. And I thought, okay, well, they moved them. They put them in a safe place. So I called my agent. He called that agent. No, we didn't touch them. Turns out that the buyers saw them and took my rings. So that's why I talk about the security in the home while the home is on the market. You may not be able to put everything up at all times, but have maybe you teach them to have a central location where they keep everything of value, and make sure that they understand that before they show the home, to walk through the house, pick up anything that needs to be picked up, wipe down those mirrors, put up all their personal stuff, your laptops and everything. That is a secure home. And so when you take that little extra measure to educate them on the reason why they need to secure their home while there's a showing, they will appreciate that, because most of the time they're not thinking about securing the home. They just think if somebody's coming through my home, it's going to be secure. They're not going to bother it. But you don't know who those buyers are, right? So you need to protect yourself and you need to protect your clients. So make sure that you mention that in one of your videos. Maybe that could be video number 2, how to secure your home for showings. Then maybe 3, what does the transaction process look like? And take them through that process. Take them, and I'm going to back up a little bit because I wanted to make sure that we talked about marketing. So video number 1 is you introduce yourself, you talk about the market conditions, how you're going to price the home based on today's market, right? Number 2 could be the security and the showings. Number 3 could be how we're going to market your property. Number 4 would be now that we're under contract. And so there's 4 videos right there, and you're teaching them how you work with your clients, whether this is a first-time seller who has no idea what's going on or knows what to do, versus Maybe this is the fifth time that that seller has sold their home, but they didn't sell it in today's market and they didn't sell it through you. And so that's why these videos could be such a gold mine. They don't have to be long, maybe a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you need to do. But if you start mapping those videos out and you think, oh, I want to say this. So don't just do a video off the fly. Map it out. Make sure you write down what your bullets are that you want to mention. And, take time to prepare the video so that it's professional and it's friendly and it's engaging. Okay. So that's what I would do on the seller.
Get ready to transform your life and your bottom line by turning expired listings into money in the bank while building your listing inventory. And we have done it all for you. Let me introduce you to the ultimate expired listing system. We have worked on this for 25 years and we have perfected it to show that this system is proven to bring you listings. In this course, you will get 7 video lessons on how to create a step-by-step system. You will get 10 postcards with a specific message or a call of action, 10 email sequences designed for the seller, 10 letters that will attract the seller's attention with a call of action, and then you'll get scripts created for you to schedule that first listing appointment. Your introductory package. This is the secret sauce to the success of the ultimate expired listing system. I'm giving you worksheets that we have created to keep you organized through the process. And these how-to videos that we have created for those who need a little help with technology and how to use it is to your advantage. We also offer you a private Facebook group dedicated to those that use the system. If you have questions, this is where you will go. You want to network? This is where you go. And then we give you a bonus. We give to you the tools you need to create the profitable expired listing system. We are always offering bonuses for your accomplishments, extra training and support from the Kim Hughes team. We bring you over 80 years of combined real estate experience. Yes, we have that much experience. Ready to change your life? Ready to grow your business? Let's get started. Jump over to theultimateexpiredlistingsystem.com or visit kimhughes.com to learn more and how we can help you put this system in place.
Now, when it comes to the buyer videos, that's a little bit going to be different because as a buyer, you want to make sure that they are pre-qualified. And so that first video would be, let me introduce myself. Let me explain to you the buying process in today's market. And that's where you start talking about, what kind of a price range are y'all looking at? Are you realistic in that price range? Have you been pre-approved? Have you talked to a lender? But that would be the first step, is to get them to talk to your lender to make sure that they are pre-qualified. And then any issues that they may have, they can address them then and get them taken care of before they go down the road of trying to buy a home that they maybe won't qualify for and waste everybody's time. So that's the first thing you're going to do. And then you're going to talk about the buyer agreement, and you're going to talk about how that works, how the commissions work. You don't have to get into detail. You just generalize it. Okay, because every buyer and every seller are going to be different. So just kind of touch on how the commission is structured. Then I would talk about once you're under contract, then, moving day, and then all the things that go with it. So the videos, so let's say you might have 5 for a seller and you might have 6 or 7 for the buyer, right? But again, keep them short and sweet, maybe no more than 5 minutes, and make sure that they are full of information. And if you are doing the video and you think, well, I'm doing this video and I'm giving this information, what are they going to be asking? And write that down and answer that question while they're watching the video. So it could be, well, I don't know what I qualify for. How would I go about doing that? Then in your video, it's going to say, and if you're not sure how to get qualified for a price, or make sure that you can buy a home, reach out to me. We're going to go introduce you to my lender to make sure that you get this all taken care of before we jump into the process, because we want everything nice and neat when we start looking, and we want that excitement and not the anxiety. So that's what I would do. And then take those videos. Now they're going to be, 5 minutes plus, maybe. There's no time limit. It depends on the information you're giving. But when you do that, you're going to take those videos, you're going to look at them to edit them, and then you're going to put them on your website. Now, you can put them on your website as private so that nobody sees them unless you give them the link. Or you could have it on your website and maybe have a menu that says seller. And then under that, you're educating, something, learn how to sell your home in today's market or something like that. And then the same thing for the buyer. And then load the videos onto your website. Now, this is going to be a little bit different for everybody. So, if you have a YouTube channel, I would go put them on your YouTube channel, make them private, make them public, whichever one you want to do. But if you have 4 videos, that's 4 videos you're putting on YouTube. And you might want to space them out. Don't do them all in one day. If you're going to use YouTube for that marketing strategy, then maybe once a week, twice a week, something like that. But if you don't have a YouTube channel, then just put them on your website, okay? Um, I always store my videos off on an off-site, okay? So I don't rely on anybody but one maybe location, which is Dropbox. All my videos go in Dropbox. I upload them to YouTube, and then I take the link from YouTube and I put it on my website, and they can watch the video on my website. But YouTube is tracking the amount of people that are watching it, the time, and all of that, because it's all synced to YouTube. Okay. So that's really important if you're using YouTube as well. But if you're not using YouTube, don't worry about that. Just get it up on your website. Decide, do you want it personal? Do you want it private? And then go from there. Then you can take your videos and create shorts out of them to put out on, Reels. You can put them on Instagram, Facebook. If you do TikTok, you can even do them on LinkedIn, so that could be an opportunity right there. And then, you could do some carousels and all of that to push people to those videos if you want them to be public. But if you don't want them to be public, but you want to entice people to come to them and ask you for that information, then you can do another video and talk about, I have created a series of videos to help sellers in today's market understand how to price their home to sell it. And that could be a little short that you take from the video and you put it out there on social media. You could do pictures, a carousel, and put, overlay text on each carousel picture that will drive them to the website or drive them to reach out to you, right? So you could say, hey, if you would like to watch my series of videos that I have for sellers, drop me a DM or put a link below or comment below seller, and I'll send you the series. Then when they do that, then you've got their information into your profile, into your social media account, and then you can have a conversation with them. You can even set it up to be automatically, it gives them the link, or you could do it individually and approach that person and create a conversation and then give them the link, right? So everything that you're doing here is about creating a relationship. I know it sounds a little weird to create it that way, but it works. I have clients that do this, and when they do it, it is successful. So if you are that person that does not like to do video, but you like the idea, you just need to get in front of the camera. I mean, if I can do camera and get on video, anybody can do this, okay? I hate it, but I do it. And I know the importance of it. And it's one way for me to get my information out to you, the agent, on how to build your business. So, we have all these resources on the website that you can check out. You can download freebies. There's all kinds of information. But I really want you to focus on creating a video series. And even if you just do one a week, that's okay. But it's easier if you sit down all at once and map it out and say, this is video 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then put up your camera and just videotape them back to back, and then it's done. You don't have to think about it again. And then all you have to do is edit and upload. And if you have an assistant, let them help you with the editing and the uploading and all the other things that we talked about. But if you are not familiar with how to do all of that, we're more than happy to work with you on it to make sure that it gets done and you can market it if that's what you choose to do. But now, let me just add this. If you say, I love the idea, I'm going to do the videos, I don't want them to be public, I want them to be private. And that is a great way to lead generate, okay? Because when you start marketing it and it's a private, nobody can see it unless they have the link. That's all you got to do is just give them a private link. And if you have a custom website, your website manager will know how to do those videos. If you have a template website, and what I mean by that is if it's with, these little template companies like iHouse, Real Geeks, Luxury Presence, whatever, they can help you make those private as well and show you how to share the link without anybody seeing it, and go from there. But if you are looking for a way to lead generate, this is a huge way to do it. It's really interesting to see how educated the sellers and the buyers become when you start working with them. So look at it this way. By doing the videos, you're saving time because you're addressing the questions at the beginning of the relationship. And once they watch those videos, then they're going to have more questions and they're going to reach out to you and ask you. So be prepared for that because that will be the next phase for them after they've watched the videos. They'll be reaching out, asking for information, or they'll have questions for you to answer. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you are not sure how to do a video, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. It's super easy. You just got to just put your face out there. That's all you got to do. If you're a woman, throw on some makeup, fix your hair, put on a cute top, do it. If you're a guy, clean your face, brush your hair, put on a nice shirt, and do it. And we'll talk to you next time. See ya.
Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you know someone, and I bet you do, who would appreciate this podcast, please share it with them. As a reminder, this podcast can be delivered directly to your favorite device by using the subscribe links you can find in the show notes below or over at unstoppablerealestateagents.com. Remember, it takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. Have a great day.